everyone. Welcome back. Another week, another show. It's Geekonomics. Mark and Brian and Josh in the back. We got a bunch to talk about. We had a big weekend, or some of us had a big weekend.
You did.
Brian had a nice, relaxing weekend, but the other two of us had a long, busy Saturday.
I had an interesting weekend. I got a funny story to tell.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go. So you got that to look forward to, kids. All right, so we're back. It's another week, another show, as we say every time, and we always start with, how you doing, Brian?
I'm doing good, Marcus. I know over the weekend the HartBeat Music Festival happened.
It did.
So that's kind of like the big topic today.
It is. There's a lot of stuff happening.
I'm excited to hear everything.
A lot. I don't know if I remember much of it, but a lot happened.
I do.
We have the Spaceballs 2 trailer came out, the
Yes, the
Naked Gun
teaser,
trailer, which we just watched. We'll talk about. Before we get into anything, we want to remind everybody on June 28th is the Blitzkrieg Pro Luau.
Rockalaka Luau.
It will be doors open at 6:15 or 6 p.m.
Yes.
Come on down to 4 Alden Ave in Enfield, Connecticut. And then the next day, East of the River Comic Book and Collectible Show, June 29th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the American Legion Hall at 566 Enfield Street, Connecticut. 2 floors of dealers. We said this numerous times. I'm not going to get into all the details because you know it all by now.
And it's coming up quick.
I also want to say there's one weird thing that's been happening on Facebook. You mentioned it to me.
Yes.
Oh,
Hold on.
Don't go into a diatribe, Joshua.
No.
Just hold on. Let me say what I'm going to say. Then you can... Hold on.
Good.
So what is happening is Mark brought it to my attention
Algorithm.
that an old post of mine was posted somewhere, but it happened like a year ago.
Yes.
Then Scott Palin, a different post on Cliff's thing, he goes, "Did you posted this, but this is like old."
Yeah.
Come to find out, a lot of groups that people have posted in that were like held or it didn't go through the first time.
Yeah.
They're all going through.
Oh.
I've had to delete numerous posts that I've made in the CliffsCon group. What happened was I was making so many posts there. I got banned from posting, but all those ones got put on hold. Yeah. And now they're all going through.
They're all clearing.
Brian, I was going to say something because I saw like 8 different CliffsCon posts on Facebook the other day.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, because I texted Brian. I'm like, hey, do you know, because you posted like coming up next weekend. I'm like, you post the wrong flyer.
There was another
show.
post that said tonight.
Yeah.
And someone wrote, what?
But it was like from like November or something like that. Yeah.
So also what made it very strange is
it also means you post too much.
Well, I'm going to promote the shows, so what am I going to do?
Honestly, the algorithm is like with stuff like that, if you post more than like 4 times in a week, it's like, but if you're updating stuff and promoting stuff, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, in the CliffsCon one, I think if you were listed as a contributor as opposed to
or like an admin,
just a member, you wouldn't have that problem.
It doesn't. It still happens because like
but if you're the admin
I know
of
people
the group
from other groups
like
that have had that issue where if you promote, like you do it as a promoted post, if you do it more than a few times, it's considered spamming posts.
Well, this was, Josh is right, but also this wasn't just me. On my timeline, when Scott said something to me, I hopped on Facebook because I was like, I wasn't even on Facebook today. I didn't make a post.
Yeah.
I go on there. Other things, not related to me, were going through. They, oddly enough, on the Might Be Giants Facebook fan page, a post about how John was in a car accident that happened over 2 years ago was posted this week, and people are like, "This happened like 2 years ago."
He was another car accident. The guy should really know how to drive.
But the post was dated 2 years ago, but it just went through.
Popped up,
So I think this is happening across the board. I think
but the funny thing with like yours one that posted showed like it was like 2 hours ago that it got posted. So I'm like, well, wait, what?
But the event was
2 years ago.
2 years, whatever,
a year ago. Or something like that,
But you're right, and I wasn't even on.
Yeah.
And it's the Cliffs one because I stopped posting stuff there because I was just like, it would just be like waiting for admin. You cannot post here anymore.
Yeah.
So
or the admin finally got around to letting them all go.
Yeah, something's weird's going on with Facebook.
It could have been, just like some banned admins that finally got unbanned and it
Could this
auto.
be?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is happening
Could
across
this be Zuckerberg messing it up again?
Yeah, I just feel like this is across the board. I think
Thanks,
this
Zuckerberg.
is happening a lot to a lot of people.
Thanks AI.
Yeah, and it's messing up a lot of folks.
Yeah, the AI finally took over the group admin thing.
Because have you seen
there's
those?
an AI thing now
have you,
for
there,
users,
There's
for
some
groups.
now. Yeah, that it's
one popped
automatic
up
AI.
For
The Wolfpack.
Wolfpack group that I admin, and like it was like, oh, now you have an AI buddy that's gonna work with you on your group to like help you do your. So I'm like, I didn't ask for this. You should have to.
Yeah,
like,
it takes whatever had the most engagement.
Yeah.
And makes it a bulleted topic for the week.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here's what happened this week on blah blah blah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's
so
cool,
like,
but it's like stuff that like
you could have just done on your own.
yeah, and also there's some things like I think like the Enfield forum had issues because it was taking stuff and just making up what it meant or what was discussed.
Maybe this AI thing is
Yeah.
what happened on that
Yeah,
page, and it
It's
just
like cleaned up a bunch of stuff.
cleaned
and just,
up
like,
a bunch of and like I said, that might be Giants post, and I'm sure other groups are having the same issue.
I think Bowling for Soup had the same problem too on their fan.
It's almost like it'd be nice if Facebook put a thing out saying, "Hey, we're instituting this new thing, and we might have some bugs in the system. So just if you see some random stuff this weekend, just
Ignore
so you know
it.
what's going on."
Troubleshooting.
But that'd be like
Too easy.
a communications company doing communications correctly. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? They don't do that. But anyway, I just want to put that out there that
Yeah.
it's not me posting these; it's old me.
No,
And
it is you.
like,
Just
Old me.
it just shows you post too much.
But I forgot it was even in that CliffsCon group.
I didn't even know
Until
there
you
was a
started
group. I was
posting,
like,
the
what about
posts
this
started popping up. I'm like,
group? I
wait,
must have
what's
joined
this?
it randomly by accident.
Yeah, there is, and I used to post,
Yeah.
but I stopped because I couldn't anymore.
Yeah.
Clearly, these are old posts that just never went through.
It's almost like there should be a East of the River group that you could make, and that way you could just do it there. And
There
not
is.
have to clog up my feed with all your
there
posts.
is.
Oh, what?
I honestly don't care. When I have a show to promote, you're
I
gonna
know.
you're gonna see it.
It's just fun to harass you about
Plus,
it.
I'm not on Facebook enough to care.
I'm always tempted to go in, because I know you put one in the break room. I always tempted to take it down and see how long it takes you to put one back up again. So that you have them like in your back pocket.
I have them in the
Go
car.
Gadget flyers.
I do put them at Black Crow Coffee, and they all go. And I say to the woman, I go, "They're not throwing them away, are you? Like, people are actually taking them?"
Nope,
and
we're tossing them away.
And she's like, "No, we're not." And I'm like, "All right,
We promise.
Just tell me."
Oh, that guy keeps asking about to throw his flyers away.
I put flyers
Just
there.
tell him we give them. People take them. So
That old guy's back again.
That old weird guy's
I
back
put
again.
flyers there every Friday.
That weird gray-haired guy's back again,
I
promoting
know.
his
They
comic
like me.
show.
That's my favorite
Yeah,
content.
like you because
they
you're a
like
customer.
You, Brian. They really
They like you because you're a customer.
Like the
It's like
people
saying
at Hooters
the girl
like
at the
their
strip club likes
patrons,
me.
Yeah.
Because you're giving them money. They don't like you because you're you. They like you
Okay.
because you have cash.
I didn't say that. I just said I
They
go
like
in there.
me. They really like me.
I converse with the people, the owner, the people who work there.
I know, Brian. We're just picking on you. It's okay.
Oh, my
You're
Lord.
fine.
Anyway, Black Row Coffee is nice. I like
It is. It's in Enfield. It's really nice.
They paying you to say
Downtown.
that?
No, they can't afford
should.
to pay me. They
should,
can't,
though.
They can't afford it.
I'm sure they could. A couple pounds of coffee would pay you off a month.
A free coffee, sure.
Yeah,
I'll
free
take it.
coffee every time
Yeah,
you go in. That would be a good enough sponsorship right there.
I don't want to take money from a local
You know,
business.
places we should talk about that's a sponsor of the music show that we should thank for all their support all the time.
Maddie,
Almost Famous Brewing Company.
I was going to say Maddie's
in
music.
Granby, Connecticut.
Maddie's music, and I feel
It's a great spot to check out. Even if you don't drink, it's a great place to go hang out. They have lots of art and stuff. Yeah, there you go. Located in Granby. Find them online. You can check them out. They have music most nights, and every Wednesday now they're going to do car shows during the summertime.
Cool.
So
Nice.
check them out. They're awesome.
That'd
And also
be
thanks
nice
to,
since Marks doesn't do his anymore.
No, yeah. So it's right in that area. But also the Gastro Park in West Hartford, a fun place to hang out. Also has bands. They have food trucks. Good place. And then Stellar on Treadwell. Forgetting all the sponsors out. Might as well get them all out now. And,
They're sponsoring our show?
yeah.
This show?
No, not this show. The music show.
Oh, well, then why are we talking about it?
Because it's another place to help get the word out.
Because, Brian, it's getting the sponsors out.
Because you
in
mentioned
other
a company that's not
platforms.
sponsoring us, so I'm mentioning a place that does
All
sponsor
right,
us.
all
Something
right.
that we do.
But you picked on me. I'm picking on you. All right.
And they
go on.
actually like me.
How do you know?
Because they're giving me
They
money.
tried to give him beer and he refused.
Because you say their name on
I mean, hey,
your,
it's more than
your
just
shows.
doing it
No,
for free.
they literally tried to give him free beer and he's like, no, I don't
know. I
need
got
it.
so much trouble this weekend because of that.
Why?
I went there Friday to get stuff for HartBeat.
Yeah.
I know this is tangenting, but whatever. It's our
It
show.
could lead
If you don't
into
like it, go somewhere
HartBeat,
else. Yeah, so we're there to pick up the promo stuff for Saturday.
Yeah.
On Friday, and the owner was there.
Yeah.
And so we're chatting and stuff, just kind of talking and hanging out a little bit. And then he's like, "Oh, hey, you want to take a growler with you?" And me just not thinking, just goes, "I don't drink, but I appreciate it. Thank you anyways."
Okay, that should be the end of the story.
I get home. I like tell Claire, I'm like, "Oh, hey, we'll stop at Always Famous, got stuff for the thing." She's like, "Yeah, great." I'm like, "Yeah, the owner offered me a growler," and I was like, I don't drink, so she's like, she's like, "Mark, this is your Ghostbusters moment. If a man asked you if you want free alcohol, you say yes."
But was Claire gonna drink it?
She said, "I would have drank it, or we could have given it to somebody else, or we could have got rid of it. But if someone offers you free alcohol, you say yes." I was like, "All right, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I should have said yes."
I mean, I would have said no too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care. I've just been like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, but Allison could have drank it.
Yeah, but I'm like, in the moment, I'm gonna be like, what am I just drive around with this growler?
Well, I was going right home afterwards. It was like I was coming back here anyway.
Well, you learned your lesson, Mark.
Yeah, so I learned my lesson.
There you go. Oh, I see. I thought he was going to offer you a beer, and then he gave you crap about it or something. That's what I thought.
No.
Oh,
no. The funny part is he doesn't drink either.
Yeah.
So.
Funny enough, most people who, smart people who run bars usually don't drink.
Yes.
Because the ones that do end up going out of business.
End up drinking their own product. And
then they go out of business real quick.
Yeah.
I only say that
it's
watching
like a candy shop owner who eats candy.
Watching all those bar rescue episodes.
Yes.
Usually, the owners are drunk. Those bars
are the ones don't survive.
Don't survive.
I don't think any of those bars on Bar Rescue survive.
They come back and then
they close 6 months later
because you can't change them.
Well, also
a show does not change them.
Buildings are like $1 million behind on rent. There's not a very good chance they're going to rebound and be able to.
The
pay
only
that
time
out.
I've seen any last that long is if the owner literally goes, "I'm stepping out and you guys run it, and I'm just going to own the bar."
Yeah. Right. If someone new steps in.
Because
if they sell it off to someone that works
either
at the place
they sell it off,
like
or they literally go, "I'm going to be the funder of it, but I am not going to step foot in it anymore."
I mean, if you're bad at business, you're bad at business. You're not going to switch and become really good at business and instantly.
Because I've
but
seen
those
so
shows
many
are
of
so
those.
much fun to watch.
There's so many of them where the owner's drunk
in
the corner and then they show up and like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Well, it's my bar," and it's like,
yeah. Since we got the Fubo, they don't have the Paramount on there, so as much. So we don't.
Yeah, Bar Rescue.
Yeah,
I think it's on Paramount Plus, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't have that anymore either. We heard of that too.
Oh, I don't have Paramount Plus.
Nothing really to watch on there, so it's not worth the effort.
We could continue talking about the HartBeat since we led into.
Well, no,
it.
Brian's the other stuff.
Oh, do you have other stuff, Brian?
HartBeat's going to be the main topic.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know we had moved on. I didn't know.
HartBeat's the main
Sit back there and press the buttons, and we'll handle hosting the show. Button boy.
I only have two things. Poker Face episode 7 was fantastic. I don't know if you started watching the new season yet.
It was HartBeat this weekend. I didn't watch anything.
And then last night
I
watched.
Sleeping yesterday. That's all I did.
We watched on HBO Max is the Mickey 17, and it was fantastic.
Brian, it's just Max now. They'll get mad.
I don't care. They're switching it back.
They're switching it to HBO Max, I thought.
Are they going back again?
They're going back.
Yeah, there was a whole thing about it.
Anyway, Mickey 17.
How was it?
Fantastic
Was it as bad as
movie.
everyone says it was?
No, I liked it a lot.
No, I thought it was got really bad reviews or something.
I honestly don't know what the reviews were.
Yeah.
But I liked it. It was very reminiscent of it's the same guy who directed and wrote Parasite, which is a fantastic movie. It's not as good as Parasite, but Mickey 17, I believe, is based on a book. But a lot of fun, very reminiscent of The Fifth Element, that kind of sci-fi, madcap, adventure, practical effects, great cast. Overall, really, really enjoyed it. I'm glad I wish I saw it in the theater. I feel like it would have been a more enjoyable in the theater.
Brian, wait, was it very Moon? Do you remember the movie
I've
Moon?
never seen Moon.
Brian hasn't seen Moon, so he doesn't really know what good movies are yet.
Yes, I don't know what good movies are yet.
No, because Moon has that same sort of premise.
Is the director.
Yeah.
On Rotten Tomatoes, it got a 76%.
Okay, that's not bad.
On IMDb, it got a 6.8.
That's average. That's
on
good.
Screen Rant, it got an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
So
very mid-range.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I would put it there. I would, if I had to rate it on Geekonomics, I would give it like a 8.5, 9, 8.5.
I heard a lot of people didn't like Pattinson's voice. If he had just been...
No, his voice was awesome. You know why? He is the 17th clone of himself.
Don't ruin it for everybody.
Everyone knows
the
that.
trailer. It's in the
I
trailer.
know, but it's on HBO. I'll watch it.
His voice is based off of Stimpy from Ren and Stimpy. And the funny part is, I usually don't look at my phone. I don't care about anything. I watch the movie. Then I'll dive in if I need to. His voice, Allison's like, is that his real voice? And I'm like, well, that's his character's voice. And she had to Google it. And I'm kind of glad she did, because the moment she said, oh, he based this voice off of Stimpy from Ren and Stimpy, the moment we hit play again, I was like, yeah, I hear it. Other versions of Mickey have different voices.
Oh, okay, so that makes sense.
It's because it's a clone of a clone of a clone. Like it
It
goes into
almost like when
multiplicity.
They did it in,
multiplicity.
multiplicity.
It gets dumber and dumber as it goes along.
Right. But I enjoyed it. Alice enjoyed it too. Like I said, not as good as Parasite. Parasite was like a 10, amazing movie. But this is 8.5. I think that's pretty
decent.
It was enjoyable. It was fun, entertaining. It was just a throwback movie that you don't see very often. Original, and that's what I enjoyed about it. It was just an original, fun movie.
So Mickey 17 brought in $131.8 million. But it was budgeted of $118 million, so it's technically considered a flop.
Yeah, it did make double.
Okay.
So they made $20 million more than it actually
A
cost.
lot of original movies aren't doing well in the theater.
Yeah, it means it failed to break even with its international and domestic earnings combined, according to the interwebs.
Yeah, because usually it's like double the production cost and to be a
Well, they made
success.
$46 million domestically, $185.8 million.
It came out. It was in and out of the theater real quick. I remember it coming, and I wanted to go see it, but
it fell short of its projected break-even point of $300 million.
Yeah, it's usually like 1.5 of the production cost.
Yeah.
So
that doesn't. I mean, there's still a lot of cult classics. They're cult classics. They all flopped in the theater.
Oh yeah,
but
it's just
Blues Brothers.
Using the metrics.
Yeah,
it wasn't considered a success.
I get it.
Yeah. So they're saying that the can be attributed to many factors, including mixed reviews and the fact that it was released in a crowded marketplace. It came out. I remember it come out like around big movies.
Yeah, it was.
So
it was.
not,
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it came out near Deadpool Wolverine.
I think so.
No, it came out this year.
Okay. So,
Deadpool Wolverine came out last year.
Yeah.
It literally came out like a couple months ago.
Okay. Some analysts also point to the fact that the film's marketing campaign was not as strong as it could have been.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, check it out on Max or HBO.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it. Yeah, I didn't hear any good reviews on it, so I wasn't like.
Came out March 7th.
Super.
There you go. On March 7th.
Really came out March? It's already on. Wow.
Well,
that really isn't good.
Well, I mean that I don't. That's the model now. 45 days.
No, I know, but usually, I just figured if it was a bigger movie, it wouldn't take as long to get to the streamings.
They all do that now, unfortunately.
Like Captain America's already on Disney Plus. I was like, what? I just watched that in the theater like a month ago. Feels like.
That was in February.
I know, but it feels like a month ago.
I know. I don't know. Anyway, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Then we can rate it officially.
Okay, but that's all I've watched. Mark, you watched nothing? You've caught up with nothing? I know you're a busy
my brain
man.
was just really focused on. It was a busy week last week between the Tron Museum stuff and HartBeat.
The HartBeat.
HartBeat. So my brain was on that. So if I did watch anything, I don't remember it.
All right. We'll
you know what I did watch?
What?
I do remember something I watched. I watched Becoming Led Zeppelin on Netflix.
Oh, that is it a
The documentary?
Yeah.
It was really good.
Was it good?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Did they?
The sound quality in it's weird. The music's higher than the interview. So like they'll be interviewing the band
And the music's
and
playing
it's kind of
over?
low. Then when they play their like music, when they get to like the parts where the songs like, and then we talked about blah blah blah, and then they play the song, and that's like a different level.
Yes.
So that was
I'll give you
difficult.
Go into settings and turn off the 5.1 for some reason Netflix has defaulted to 5.1, which really screws up your listening experience, because if you don't have 5.1, it's going to go to your settings and change
I'll see
that.
if it's that way.
Because
other stuff's fine.
Is
when
it?
I watch it. So that's the thing. So that was
weird.
the weird thing.
That's very weird.
Yeah, because when I watch Raw and stuff, it's fine. It's just when that one thing just seemed to be weird.
Did you put subtitles on?
No, I could understand it. It was just...
But you were bringing the volume up and down constantly?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
That's annoying.
Yeah.
So maybe whoever edited it was really bad at balancing the audio?
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. I'm blaming it on that.
So it was a good doc?
It was good, yeah. Yeah, it goes through all the way. It goes from like their beginnings until like they hit big, and that's about when it stops. It doesn't go into like the ending.
It's basically a prequel of their...
Yeah, it doesn't go into like... It mentions the John Bonham situation and all that, but doesn't like dive into it. It like goes up to like the 70s.
Oh, wow.
Like late 70s, and then
I'll check
that's
it out.
where it ends. Yeah.
It's so funny. I have Netflix, and it's like I barely use it other than when I'm Raw and a few things.
There's a lot of good stuff on there if you really dig around.
My watch list is massive.
I know, for you it's
just
tough.
never get
Me,
around to
I'm
it.
digging for stuff to watch.
I never get around to it.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, I watched the AAA event this morning. If you want to know anything about it.
Well, I don't want to be spoiled.
No, you don't want to spoil anything.
You don't want
I
any
know
spoilers?
a couple things. I know winners and stuff.
I want to. I'll check it out. I had no idea it was on.
I know they do that. They do their pay-per-view basically is YouTube.
Cool. That's
Well,
good.
because
buy
it's broadcast live in Mexico,
Yes.
and that's it.
And it's also
Then they
on,
do
because now it's WWE. It also is internationally on Netflix, I think.
I think so, but I'm not
Something
100%
like that.
sure.
But
Okay.
Do you at least want to know who wrestled Brian, or do you want?
Yeah,
not care?
give us who's the
Because I can at least
rundown.
give you that much.
yeah,
give us
I know
that
Joe
one.
Hendry showed up. I
Yeah.
saw that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There was the YouTube only showed the final 3 matches,
Yeah.
which I thought was interesting. But those are the main championship matches.
Does it have American announcers?
Nope.
So you have to like do subtitles,
Yep. Which was
which is fine.
Yeah.
Just checking.
there. A couple of things they did say stuff, but it was
Well, I know that's like a thing. I think they're going like in the future going to start
they have a English
an
announce
American
table.
announce team,
Yeah.
yes, or English announce team.
Yeah.
Like WWE has a Spanish announce team.
Yeah. So I didn't get the full list because there's a bunch of them, because there's literally 3 triple threat matches that weren't
Yes.
for anything.
Yes.
But one of them was La Parca and the Aztec Warriors
Yes.
versus Los Vipers.
Yes. They're like
Yeah.
they're like this snake club.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Then there was also another one with a bunch of guys from AAA, and then a bunch of guys from Gillette. I think it's a Japanese.
Yes, the Japanese company.
Yeah.
The smaller Japanese company.
Yeah. Then there was a women's match with which theirs is the AAA. Was it Reina
Reinas.
de Reinas,
Yes.
which is Queen of Queens.
Yes.
And it was Dallas. Lady
Dallas.
Dalise. I
Dalise.
wasn't sure on that. Lady Shani and Lady Flamer.
Yes.
And Lady Flamer was the
Say
champion.
Flame on.
Well, Lady Flamer is I think the daughter of Flamer.
Yeah, and she's also the mother-in-law of Psycho Clown,
Yes.
which
Oh,
I thought was
really?
hilarious when I looked up.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Yes. All the women wrestlers in AAA are older
Yeah.
because most of the younger ones have been swiped up by other
Well,
companies.
the
Like Stephanie Vacour was there, and
But the current champion lady, she's 25. No, that wasn't. No, you're thinking of Dalise. Dalise is older.
yes.
Lady Flamer is like 25.
Oh, and she's the mother-in-law of Psycho Clown.
No, wait, I think. I
Yeah,
got it
he did
backwards.
say mother-in-law.
Psycho
meant-
Clown is
I meant a
older.
25-year-old
No.
mother-in-law?
Dalise, I think, is the mother-in-law of Psycho Clown. She's in her
Okay.
50s.
That makes more sense.
Oh, okay.
That's the wrong mother-in-law.
I'll say.
And Lady Shaney is.
Never- road.
Lady Shaney's younger, and I think Lady. I might be
Yes.
getting them mixed
Yeah.
up.
I'll probably
Because
watch the YouTube
I was trying to
stuff.
like follow along with this stuff. And
Yeah, as you're
looking
reading
at,
the things at the same time, it's tough.
Do you want to know who showed up
Well,
randomly or no?
don't tell me, because if I go on YouTube and watch the 3,
Okay, that's in the 3. Okay.
don't ruin
Mr.
it.
Iguana did wrestle,
Who?
Mr. Iguana did wrestle. I
He
saw
Oh,
wrestled.
that.
yes, yes.
but
I saw his opening.
Yeah.
I texted Claire. I'm like, Mr. Iguana wrestled yesterday. She's like, oh.
Yeah, so he wrestled in one of the triple threats.
On his shoulder and everything.
And then awesome. the main stuff that was on YouTube was the TNA X Division Championship match.
That's Moose,
Joe Hendry, El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr., who was at the World's
Dr.
Collide,
Wagner Jr.
And El Messias.
You just say Dr. Wagner Jr. at this point. You don't have to say El Hijo.
I know, but I'll at least give
it's technically Dr. Wagner the third, but...
Yeah, because he's a son of the junior.
Yes.
Yeah. And then El Messias, who is the AAA Latin American champion.
Yes.
And he's in the group with Alberto Del Rio and...
Yes. Alberto Del Patron.
Oh, yeah, Alberto Del Patron and the current AAA tag champions. And one, I think it's the son of one of the founders. I can't remember his name right now. And then, so that was a match. Then there was a AAA World Tag match, which had Legado del Fantasma, which is...
Angel and Berto.
Yeah, what their tag team name is La Garza.
Yes, because they're both Garzas.
Yes.
Alberto is technically a cousin of Angel Garza.
Oh, okay, cool.
So they call them the Garzas.
And then the Nemus, which was...
Nick and Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan. Who?
Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler, Brian.
Okay.
And his brother.
Yes.
And then Pagano and Psycho Clown.
Yes.
Who we saw.
Yeah, we saw.
Yes. And the champions were Nuvera Generacion de Tamana.
Very good.
I tried
way better than Brian would have done.
So that was
better you than me.
So then that was another four-way button.
That's what Brian would have said.
Whoa. What?
The Huevo de Belly
No,
Button.
Huevo de Belly Button.
But they were they're the current champions, and they're with
more than likely.
And then the
probably
AAA Mega Championship with
Belkingo
versus Alberto.
Del Patron.
And that was in a cage.
Yes. And they do a six-sided ring.
And they do a six-sided ring, Brian. So
it's a six-sided cage.
Yeah,
Ooh.
and they have their camera set up is really nice for the cage matches. But it was. I watched it this morning, just going, "What the holy wow!"
Yeah,
it was very intense. The one thing that threw me off though is they run ads on the jumbotron during the event.
Yeah,
so that was a little weird. But other than that, it was really interesting.
Nice. Yeah. I will check it out.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me, Josh.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I literally was. I got up this morning and I went on Facebook and. I think it was Walt Culture Wrestling.
Yes, it was all over.
Started
Facebook
posting about it, and I was like, "Oh crap!" Because certain things happened that were.
Yeah, it was last night. Yeah.
But there's also stuff happened that was related to TNA and WWE, and so.
All right. Well, I'll watch that before Monday night. Well, I have to work tonight, so I got to watch Raw tomorrow. But I'll watch that maybe.
I think it ended up being like 2 hours. The 3 championship matches that they showed with, but it was
2 hours?
What?
But it was 2 4-way matches and a cage match.
Oh my!
And one of the 4 was
that's long.
But there was 2 other matches before that though. That's like a 5-hour show, 6-hour show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They take a long time. They start them super early.
But they
start them at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and they go to like 10 o'clock at night.
But like there was also like stuff in between. There was
they
like
do
it started off with
they do a lot of
like
stuff.
they start off with the ceremony and stuff.
Yeah. They do the whole
And then like the one thing that I will say is the owner's mother passed away.
Yes.
So they did a whole ceremony for her.
Yes.
And thanking her for so that was nice. That
was the lady that was on Worlds Collide.
No, her mother.
Oh, okay.
The lady who owns AAA. Her mother passed away.
Oh, so how much? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's good to know that's like 2 hours, those 3 matches.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Well, you can fast forward.
But
I watched the whole match.
It also started off with a promo involving Patron and his faction.
Oh, I fast forward that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what's going on. Yeah. It's like
tell them. But in that thing, somebody shows up with that group that I was not expecting to show up with that group.
All right, don't ruin.
No,
is a certain cowboy hat wearing gentleman?
Yeah,
and he's involved.
Yeah.
Who? Ezekiel?
No.
No. Another cowboy.
No.
It was
I don't even know if you know
being
who
all
it
Bret
is.
Hart?
American.
He wears a cowboy hat now.
I don't even know if you would know who the person is.
No, just tell me then.
JBL.
I know who JBL
He
is.
was-
I mean, I don't
yeah,
know
you-
if you would know, like...
But I
his-
wouldn't know he
yeah.
wears a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
I
That's what
would.
I'm saying. You would
Oh yeah,
recognize him.
JB. I would know. I would.
Yes.
Yeah, he
So-
does
Yeah,
wear a
he's-
cowboy hat.
Yeah.
So he comes out with that group, which I'm like,
Yes.
wait a second.
That's his... Since he does that, he, like, is in AAA. He's the guy that's kind of made the connection with TNA and WWE and AAA.
But yeah, he comes out very Texan and
Yes.
using
comes as-
Spanish in the very Texan way
Yes.
of swearing at people.
Very gringo.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
like Brian, it is Chi-Chi's level Spanish.
Yes.
Oh,
it's
God.
bad.
Yeah.
He does it like really Texan-y.
Yes, I like
Like,
that.
and you can tell he's
Very-
doing it on purpose too,
Yeah.
because you know he knows how to say it.
Yeah.
But he's doing it the gato.
Mr.
Yeah.
Roboto, El
Yeah.
Gato, Pico de Gallo.
Basically
Mi
like,
gato en esta
like
biblioteca.
Ezekiel. did.
Yeah.
Was it no, as a, what was this guy's name that was with Hader and
Bill Hader?
Jake Hader and
Dutch Mantel.
the guy that was in the cart?
Yes, Dutch
Yeah.
Mantel, but he was called something. He was called Zeb Coulter.
Zeb, that's what it was, Zeb. He, when he
Real
said
Americans.
introduced that he was managing Alberto, he
Yes.
went very Alberto.
Del Rio.
Yeah, it's that type
Yeah.
of.
I like that.
Yeah, the anti-real Americans.
Yeah,
Yes.
Him and Cesaro.
That should
Yeah.
be good. All right. Well, thank you, Josh. I'll check it out.
It was fun.
I got to carve about 2 hours now to watch it, but
I mean,
I'll
you don't
watch
have
it.
to. You can, like I said, you could fast forward.
No, but yeah, I'll fast forward in betweens. But
Yes.
I definitely want to check out the
Yeah.
matches. So real quick before we get into,
Yeah, tell us your story. How'd your birthday, Father's Day
I
celebration
have
go?
a funny story.
Did you rehash the refrigerator story with your mom?
No.
It's taken over quite the bit of conversations around the old Warnock household.
Why?
Because Claire watched the show, and she's like, "Wow, that's such a random story that Brian to tell about his mom."
It was a funny story. It just
I know,
came
it was
out
just
of
kind of
nowhere.
crazy. It was
Yeah,
kind of like,
I can laugh at it now.
yeah,
But anyway, Saturday was great. And I did. My brother got me something that benefits the three of us.
fun with editing.
Huh?
I said fun with editing. That could happen right there in that sentence. Your pauses fall in the wrong time.
Shut up.
Out of pregnancy.
So,
That's a pregnant pause, all right.
so my brother bought me something that will.
Benefits the three of us.
Yep.
Did he buy you a replica belt?
Yep.
Oh,
That's
boy.
gonna be the belt for next year.
Oh, man.
Anthony got me the belt. So next year,
How thrilled was Claire with that when you came home?
Claire? Well, Claire didn't
I mean,
care.
Allison.
Claire didn't care.
Wow.
It's the same kind of thought process. Is like, if I came home with something like that, Claire would have killed me. So,
Oh, I
how
told
was Allison about it when she got home?
I told her. I said, "Look at what Tony got me," and she goes, "Where did you put it?" Well, I go, "I put it away for now."
Where did you put it?
She's like, did you hide that from
So,
me?"
really
Yeah.
quickly, that was Saturday.
Yeah.
Here's something funny. I almost wore that same shirt to HartBeat on Saturday.
Oh, the Blink shirt.
The same exact Blink
Oh,
shirt.
that's-
I almost wore that same shirt.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'll put that back. So it's very,
It's very green.
but it's also very weird, simpatico that we
That would-
almost would have wore the same shirt
that
the same
would have
day,
been
different
funny.
places completely. And there were pictures of us two different places wearing the same shirt.
that would have been pretty cool.
That'd have been very much us.
Yes, that would have been us.
Heterosexual life partners strike again.
So that would have been awesome, Mark.
Twinning without even knowing it.
I know. So I get the belt, and I'm thinking, this belt.
Quickly though,
Well, what?
when I did it, when I put the shirt back, I said to myself, this is something Brad would wear. I'm not going to wear this today. And I put it back.
And then I wore
Then
it.
you actually wore that shirt. So that's funny.
It's a green Blink-182 shirt that
Yes.
my brother, me, and Mark went to see Blink in New York.
In New Jersey.
Was it New Jersey?
Well, Long Island.
Long Island, like a couple years ago.
Basically the same.
And we all got the same shirt.
Yes.
New York,
tour
New
shirt.
Jersey, Long Island.
Whatever. It's all the same.
It's not all the same. I can tell you where we went.
We went
It's
to
on the
UBS
shirt.
Arena. I know where it was.
Yeah, that's Long
Long
Island.
Island.
Not Belmont.
Park. Yeah, Belmont Park.
Was it Belmont?
Belmont Park,
Belmont
where they
Park.
race horses and do hockey now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, anywho, I got the belt. I got the WWE replica belt. So next year,
Wait,
come in a bag.
Which one is it? The
WWE
regular title?
championship.
Yes.
Yeah. So, come season 3, whoever, well, the end of season 2, the winner gets that belt. And then the belt that you currently have will
Is
be
the
the PLE
champion.
point lead belt.
All right.
When you lead in points,
So your brother
that's your
gave you
belt.
this belt as a birthday present.
Yep.
And
And
you're
now saying that if I or Josh win this belt from you,
we get to
we
keep
get
it.
to keep it
For the year,
for the year from you.
you ain't going to win, Mark. I'm holding on to this.
Now
lead.
it's a challenge.
The only
It is
problem
a
is
challenge.
Now we're gonna take this
Mark's
belt
like,
off
oh, you're giving up something,
Yes.
Brian?
Now it's something that's worth value. I want to take from you.
This
'Cause
belt.
I know it'll annoy you now that I've taken if I take this from you, because it's something that was given to you by your brother.
Yeah.
Does your brother know that this is a?
Yeah,
this is
I
what's
told him I'm
happening?
using
Oh.
this for the wrestling channel.
No, but
okay.
honestly, knowing him, he's probably like, yeah, exactly.
No, I mean,
No, that's
It's
what I'm saying.
either- it's
He's
either
probably
gonna
happy
sit
that you're
at
using
home-
it that way.
It's gonna be one of those things now. We're gonna do like the Becky Lynch and say you have to raise my arm in front of everybody as I hold on
Now
to your
put it
belt
on
that your
me,
brother gave
raise
you
my
for your
arm.
birthday.
I'm the one who's gonna win it. Game on. Game on.
Brian
See.
is the one who knocks.
I am
see.
the one who wins.
We'll see.
Anyway, got that belt. Sunday, this is a very funny story. I'm going to try to make it quick because I know it's 11 o'clock. But on
It's
Sunday,
okay. We don't have to be super quick, Brian.
I know. On Sunday, my
Mansfield?
friend Ben and me, there was this guy, Bill, we are friends with over online through Twin Peaks Unwrapped. He was crossing the country. He wanted to meet us in person, so we drove out into Massachusetts.
He knows you stopped doing your podcast years ago, right?
He knows, but
Yeah.
we met him in person and had lunch. Here's where the funny story happens. We met Jesus's sister. Yeah, that's exactly the face I gave when I found out. This is so bizarre. So we're at this kind of nice restaurant. It's got this big bar. We had no place to sit because it was packed. So we sat at the bar. There was this woman who had these beads, and she's like making like bracelets. And so we're talking.
Where was this? Which town was this in?
I can tell you. Not like it really matters.
Well, I mean, I'm just going to
It
find out
would
where
at least
We were in
it would at least
Shrewsbury,
explain-
Massachusetts,
that explains it.
Tavern in the Square.
That
Okay.
It
explains
was
a
very
little
it was fancy. It was nice.
Yeah, well, Shrewsbury makes more sense now.
So anyway, we've noticed that she was kind of talking to a lot of people, but we're talking, and she comes up and she puts a bracelet on me, our friend Bill, and Ben, and then she starts talking, and first thing out of her mouth is, "Do you know who Jesus is?" And my brain goes, "I got to see where this conversation
I'm
goes."
more of a Jesus guy myself, but
I wish I had the quick wit like you and said something like that. I
know him by Jesus.
I-
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Knowing me, I would went, you mean Satan?
Yeah.
Just to scare people.
So
Jeebus?
I was
Jeebus.
like, yeah, I know we do. And then she started talking
heard of
about
them.
portals, how she thinks in
game?
3D. And then she goes, "Do you know who I am?" And I
think
said,
in 4D,
"No." And she goes, "I'm Jesus' sister." And then she was like, "It's crazy for me to say it out loud, but I am." And it was crazy.
It's very something you would fall into.
No.
You don't say crazy. You don't call it that anymore.
No, this conversation was crazy.
I'm
I'm not saying she was. I'm just saying this
I mean,
conversation was crazy.
She was.
is.
Yeah.
But we call it mentally challenged now.
So she just talked about how one day she had a bad day. She decided
put Dana
that
powder in
she
the
didn't know
background.
if she wanted to live or not, but she has kids, and this voice woke her up, and ever since then, this voice has been telling her what to do and has told her she is Jesus' sister, and she thinks in 3D, be in portals.
we all think in 3D.
I don't know. It was very interesting.
Mm.
And
We live in
What-
3D, so
what
it
was
doesn't-
the cherry on top of the whole conversation? The whole cherry on top. Not the fact that she's Jesus' sister.
Cherry pie on top.
Yes, the cherry pie on top.
Did she have a log?
Yeah. It was very.
She carrying around a log?
It was just very Lynchian.
It's very,
I'll tell
very
you.
Lynchian.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, it
very-
makes sense that you guys would run into something like this.
She did end the conversation with asking us if we had cocaine. So that was the cherry on top.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, at least she. I mean, you'd think, being Jesus' sister,
She would already have the
she could
cocaine.
could turn water into cocaine.
Right.
No. Sugar
Into
Sugar.
cocaine.
Sure.
Yeah, you figured that'd be it.
So
I mean, that's what I would have said.
it went from here's a bracelet that means something to portals, Jesus' sister, to all this other weird stuff she talked about, and she ended it with, I could do cocaine with you guys if you have any. And
So you know how bad my brain works is
so funny.
My initial thought is to be like, well, I'm Pontius Pilate's cousin, so we could really get some conversation going here.
I know, man. We were if I was thinking on top of it, man. But
The only thing is, after all of that, I'd be too worried that she would go,
Yeah.
do something.
Oh, Josh, that face you made. She made that face when she asked about Jesus, and I said yes. My friend Bill, he goes yes, and she goes, my friend Bill goes, I believe in Twin Peaks, and she goes, why did you say that? That was a trigger word. And I was just like, what?
Trigger word?
And then he goes,
I believe
he goes,
in Twin Peaks?
he goes, well, I find it to be spiritual in
Which one's a trigger word? Believe or Twin Peaks?
Twin Peaks. And then she goes, I can't believe you said that. And he's just like, why? And she's like, because that opens up a whole new dimension. And it was like, and then she walked away from that, and I was like, where were we gonna go from there? It was luckily this conversation didn't last very long. She moved on to make more bracelets.
Did anyone
for
in
people.
the restaurant owner
No,
people?
she just
have
went back
any-
to make her bracelets.
No, I mean, did they not
Get rid of her, kick her
No,
out.
she just
Did anyone come over and ask is that lady bothering you? Or
when we
anything?
left, she was off making more bracelets, and she
That would
wasn't.
have been. I'm just thinking. I just thought of it. That would have been a perfect time for her to go. No, but I believe in Joe Hendry.
Yes, that would have been amazing.
That would have been.
That would have been amazing. All these things in hindsight. Anyway, it kind of took us off guard because she just put these bracelets on us and just went into this.
The fact that you let someone put bracelets on you.
But that's the
was
thing
amazing.
usually when people do
excuse
that,
me, no, I have personal space.
they
issues.
do that in New York to try and get money out of you.
Yes, that's
why
exactly
as soon
what
as
I
you start
thought.
putting bracelets on you, I was like, no,
Now it's like $5, please.
I was thinking
in
my head going, I'm not paying for this.
Yeah.
And then it turned into something else.
Yeah.
Anyway, funny story, had to share. It was a weird Lynchian moment. And after, it was like a 5-minute conversation, 10 minutes, and then she was gone, and but just not the place you think it would happen. It's kind of a fancy upper place. It was very nice.
They must not worry about people wandering into the restaurant if they're just letting people wander around and put bracelets on people.
I know. I guess nobody complained. I think everybody's just being nice to her.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, like,
I wouldn't complain. It's like, hey, just a heads up.
this
Lady's putting bracelets on people and telling people she's Jesus' sister. You might want to call somebody.
It was funny.
See if the local
padded room wants any
local
residents.
hospital is missing a.
These are the conversations and the weirdness that makes life interesting, in my opinion. I mean, it was like, it was a fun story.
It was a very Denny's conversation.
Oh, yeah. It was a very 2 a.m. Denny's moment.
You can tell Brian comes from the Denny's generation where it's like, hey, come on over, have a random conversation.
Yeah,
want some coffee?
Away.
We'll make you coffee.
Most people be like, excuse me, this lady's
bothering me,
having some issues.
Anyway, that was my weekend, Marcus. We saw the Spaceballs 2 teaser.
Yes, came out last week,
which was hilarious.
Which made fun of DCU twice.
Yes.
Well, it made fun of everything.
I know, but
well, it made more fun of DCU.
I like how they're like, Bell Brooks is like, we listen to the fans and we're gonna do it anyway.
Yes.
Basically saying the fans don't want a Spaceballs 2. He's like, we're just gonna do it. Now they have to name it Spaceballs 2: The Search for More Money.
Yes, that's what it was called.
Well, they haven't.
That's what it was called in the original.
Yes,
that was what they were saying.
They have to.
Coming soon, Spaceballs 2: The Search for More
Money.
Yeah.
It's got to be called.
It's got to be called that.
Yeah,
I know Josh Gad is really the one doing this more than Mel Brooks.
Well, it's Josh Gad and Mel Brooks' son.
Yes.
Max, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Josh
Josh and Max are friends.
Yes, and Josh Gad's been helping Mel Brooks write his
a bunch of stuff.
Biography, I think. And he was also helping him write another thing.
Yeah.
Now, I have high hopes. I hope it's good. I hope I know Bill Pullman's son's coming in.
Yes.
Bob.
Yes. Bob from Top Gun and Thunderbolts.
Yeah, so the unfortunate thing, John Candy, Barf, won't be around.
No.
That's sad.
But Josh Gad's playing Barf's Jr.
Or Thrupp.
Barf Jr.
Yes.
No. His name's Thrupp.
Yeah, Thrupp or something like that, yeah.
That's the joke, that it's Barf and Thrupp.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Well,
I think Keke Palmer's playing the...
Something, I can't remember.
The Rivers. What's her first name? The C-3PO robot.
Oh, Joan Rivers.
Joan Rivers, thank you. God, I couldn't think of her first name. She's playing like a version of that character.
Okay, so there has been more cast. I didn't know there was a cast.
Yeah, there's
and
cast.
The best Dark Helmet returns.
Yes, Rick Moranis is coming back as Darth Helmet.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
he has to.
Yeah, and then Princess Vespa's coming back.
I think pretty much all the original cast.
Yes, the only ones that aren't coming back are, Dick Van Patten's passed away.
Yeah.
John Candy, Joan
Rivers.
I mean, Bill Pullman can come back. He's still around.
He's coming back.
He's coming back, yeah.
Oh, I wasn't sure if he was. I just thought his son.
Yeah, Lone Star's coming back. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that should be a lot of fun. I feel like the Naked Gun that's coming out this year, which we watched the trailer, which looks hilarious.
It does.
I feel like if Naked Gun, this is tough. Comedies, and we just talked about Mickey 17. It wasn't a comedy, but original IP. Naked Gun's not. Spaceballs and Naked Gun are not original IPs. They are old IPs coming back.
Yes.
But my point being, comedies have not been doing well in the theater like they once were. The Hangover.
Probably the last one.
One of the biggest comedies, R-rated comedies we've had in a very long time. And we had a slew of them leading up to The Hangover. You had all the Judd Apatow movies. You had all the Will Ferrell movies. I miss those days so much. I love going to the theater to a good comedy, and the whole place just laughing their butts off.
Trainwreck might be the last comedy I saw in a theater.
I mean, that was Judd Apatow.
Well, also comedies that aren't attached to a major company
IP.
like Marvel or stuff like that.
Original movies. Now, Spaceballs 2 has nostalgia attached to it. I think it will bring in people. A Naked Gun is going to be interesting because I don't think Naked Gun has nostalgia as much as Spaceballs does.
No, it does. You just don't see it because it's not as popular because it's not like...
That's why.
I mean, it's popular, but it's
Spaceballs
not
is in the zeitgeist.
I think
Naked Gun is not.
Naked Gun's in it.
Naked Gun is
it's like
just
secret,
because
like,
of the gags.
Yes.
Like certain gags from Naked Gun have moved on and have grown from...
Like the Queen scene from the baseball game.
Yeah, but for our generation. I'm saying the younger generation doesn't know what the Naked Gun is.
Honestly, if you look at, it's weird to say, but the Savannah Bananas, the umpire
is
basically dancing,
Leslie Nielsen.
doing the whole stuff. Yeah, it's very reminiscent of...
It's very much stealing the Leslie Nielsen umpire from the baseball.
I feel this will be a test. If Naked Gun performs well, I think that will be a good indicator for Spaceballs 2.
Yeah.
Personally.
It's crazy to think, though, that there used to be a time frame where that was impossible to not have a comedy.
You know what, Mark?
And now you can't find one.
I had nostalgia not that long ago.
There's Airplanes,
Police
Academies.
Well, yeah.
Ghostbusters,
Short Circuit, which really wasn't a comedy, but it was kind of... Well, Goonies wasn't
that
really
was a comedy.
That was more of an adventure.
Mark,
I know, but...
I had nostalgia. Remember Anchorman? Yeah. I mean, we quote Anchorman, Austin Powers, all those movies that came out, they were quotable. Anchorman came out and we were quoting it nonstop. Yeah. The movie was hilarious. 40-Year-Old Virgin, all these movies came out.
Basically, all quotes. The SNL alumni movies.
But now we don't have that.
I mean, you had
it's kind of sad.
Horrible Bosses with Sudeikis.
I didn't see it in the theater, nor do I quote it. I mean, I'm just saying the Horrible Bosses kind of came out tail end. That was a fun movie.
Yeah, we saw that one. I remember seeing that one.
But I'm just saying
no straight up comedies. Everything's action comedies.
Yeah, it's big and funny, like Anchorman. I mean, we just don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
So I feel like Naked Gun, I am 100% want to go opening night.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I hope it does well because I think it will be a good indicator for Spaceballs 2. I think Spaceballs does have more nostalgia behind it. Naked Gun, maybe it reinvigorates the series. Maybe the originals get more pop. Maybe a younger generation gets into it.
Okay, like Hot Shots. Remember Hot Shots back?
Yes, with Charlie Sheen.
It's all that same kind of.
Yes, you had Hot Shots. You had the Naked Gun movies.
Are those National Lampoon movies, or are they just
Police Squad? Oh yeah, Hot Shots. Those were not.
No, Hot Shots was its own thing.
They're from that same kind of Naked Gun and Hot Shots were in the same.
I want to say they weren't National Lampoons though, but it was that same.
There was
almost
a National
that same
Lampoon
feel to it.
Yeah.
A comedy that had Charlie Sheen's brother, Emilio Estevez, and someone else. That was a National Lampoon. I can't remember the name of it. It had him and Samuel L. Jackson, and it was like a comedy. And I can't.
Oh God!
I can picture the poster, but I don't.
Emilio Estevez.
I believe it's Emilio Estevez. Men at Work. Remember Men at Work?
Men at Work was awesome.
All these great 80s and 90s.
Loaded Weapon.
Loaded Weapon.
Those
which was the ripoff of Lethal Weapon.
Yes,
they did a
Loaded
bunch
Weapon.
of those. They did 3 or 4 of them, I think.
But I think the first Ted movie, we all saw that in the theater. It was hilarious. I think one of the last movies I saw in the theater that was a comedy, Bridesmaids, hilarious. That was an epic. Seeing that in the theater.
Kathy Ireland. Oh, I remember Kathy Ireland.
How could you forget?
Destiny Demeanor. That was her character's name.
Yeah. I do like a Naked Gun. We have Pamela Anderson coming back. Yes. And she's playing the Vixen. So it should be really good. I hope the comedy hits. The trailer was really funny. I don't need to see any more. I'm not going to watch the trailer again. I don't want to wear out the jokes. I think that's a big thing with comedies. You don't want to wear out the jokes before you get there.
Yeah.
So anyway, maybe this is the year we have a resurgence of the old blockbuster comedy movie. Something I think the theater needs again.
Yeah.
We need to laugh again.
Yes, especially right now.
We do. We need to laugh again. With all that out of the way, Mark.
Yes.
Let's get into it. HartBeat Music Festival.
HartBeat Music Festival happened on Saturday. Yeah, it was a great time. We had a bunch of... My chair just made a noise. I just turned.
I thought there was a drive-by.
No, I turned. It cracked or something popped back there. Yeah, we had 6 bands play on the Igloo Room TV stage.
Yeah.
It was very early morning. Josh and I got here and loaded up all the equipment into the car, hauled it up to Hartford to get everything all set up. I want to thank all the crew for showing up. Jillian and her mom showed up. Chris Giard was there all day with us. Scott and James were there. Travis showed up and helped out. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law, Sarah and Jonas, showed up. My niece, Emmy Lou, showed up.
Wow.
She actually enjoyed the first band so much she bought a T-shirt from them.
Wow.
Which you would have enjoyed as well because they were called the New Brew. And their logo was a cup of coffee.
Oh, nice. I like
it was very much in your... So we're going to try to get them on the show so that way you can meet them in person.
Yeah.
They're very young people that are in the band, so that's pretty cool.
Those damn young people.
Young people, as I call them. Then we had Hitch and the Giddy Up. They were really cool. They were very much honestly a Mumford and Sonsy kind of sound. Like Avent Brothers, kind of.
You getting these people to come do the shows?
That's the plan, yeah.
The interesting thing about Hitch and the Giddy Up was they were Bridgeport bluegrass.
Yeah.
They're from Bridgeport, but they sang bluegrass music, which was
yeah
something I wasn't expecting from guys from Bridgeport area.
Which
well,
is
they're
exactly
from
like the same
Black
kind of
Rock,
music
Connecticut.
Alpaca Gnome sang too.
But,
the
yeah,
band that
but they were
wrapped up the
really
night.
good.
They are really good, yeah. And then we had DJ Late Night, who was awesome. They ended up having a bunch of other artists from the other stages come over, and they just like freestyled as the kids call it.
Oh, nice.
Raps and things, and it kind of like turned a little like block party.
Mark, you forgot what started the show.
Well, we started off the whole day with School of Rock from West Hartford.
Really?
Yeah, they have a School of Rock in West Hartford, and actually the drummer from Illuminous, who also plays with Possum.
Yep. I think I remember him saying.
And the lead singer of Possum both teach there.
Nice.
So they had some of their kids come over, and they just did covers, but they're really cool.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool. They started off with, and I was going to record it, but I was too busy doing things. They started off with Cult of Personality.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, gonna tell Brian, I'm like, oh, look,
I was
the
so
day
mad
starts
that we
off in a
didn't
good
get it.
way.
Nice.
Because like we're setting up, all of a sudden like, oh no, they're ready to go.
Yeah, they started playing. We're like,
Kind of fitting for No King's Day.
Yeah, it was that's what there was there.
Yeah.
That was their shtick. They were very much a lot of.
But they also sang
Rage
like
Against the
Coheed
Machine
and Cambria.
they
Was it
played a
Coheed
lot
and
of-
Cambria, and then
They played songs that are very much in that vein of No King Day.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, so it was very interesting.
Sorry
But,
to interrupt you, but
yeah, so after DJ Late Night, we kind of went into the alumni section of our stage. We had Always Morning, who were amazing as always.
Yeah.
And then Big Joe and the Stolen Hearts, which were fantastic. He'd brought a lot of artists from around the area in, who were, it was like some of the best blues I've heard in a long time. And then we finished off the day with Soul Gyres.
How long did they play
like
for?
to call them soldiers.
I didn't call them soldiers. I called
The
them.
best part of waking up is soldiers in your cup.
I didn't call them soldiers. It's not what I called them.
Soul Gyres.
I called them Soldiers.
Soul Gyres.
everyone played like 45 minutes to almost an hour.
They played 45 minutes, but it felt like an hour and a half because their like stage presence is ridiculous.
There's a lot
them
of
playing here was one thing.
Yeah.
But them playing live is
dude,
completely
Soul
different
Gyres
story.
was completely like they jumped out.
Yeah.
Where like the horn section
the horn
went
section
out
comes out in front of the stage and dances and gets the crowd all into it, and they're like all dancing and partying.
Wow.
It was crazy. Like people were coming from other stages, like
Just
being pulled over to see these guys.
Yeah, it's crazy they weren't on the main stage.
Yeah. Well, I handpicked them, so that's why they got on our stage.
Yeah.
They probably would have been on the main stage.
But the good thing about the way it was set up was you basically walked in to our stage.
Yeah.
Got introduced to everything, then you went, oh, there's more stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Although some folks kind of just never left.
Yeah,
our
there was.
Stage. It's like they were going to go.
There
to
was
the
some
bigger
people
stages,
that you saw leave
but they
for
were like,
food
"Oh,
and
I'm
then
just
came back."
Stay here and just hang out here all day."
Right.
It was cool though because the riverfront folks have like Adirondack chairs. They place all over the place, so everyone has. So there's chairs available, and then and there's benches and things that you can sit on from especially where we were with the Science Center and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's a very cool spot. Like I don't know, we've been there for the Connecticut back in the day and stuff like that. But so we were like right next to the Science Center as you first come across the bridge. We were right there, and then down in the corner of the plaza was another stage. That's where Possum played and a bunch of other bands played there.
That's where most of the food trucks were.
Yeah, most of the food trucks were there.
Oh, gotcha.
And it led to like the big stage, which is down at the bottom of the hill on the riverfront. And it's like a tiered, like grassy area.
Right.
Situations, like amphitheater kind of style.
Yeah, a mini.
So you're kind of like looking down on the band as they're playing.
That's cool.
Which makes it interesting visually, but sound-wise is very difficult because the speakers have to be so high to reach everybody.
Yeah.
So that was very interesting. So, but so we had two cameras at each stage, and we kind of just like shot all day. Like did our stage full each set.
Yeah.
Then the other stages kind of just shot a couple songs from each band to kind of get like a best of kind of situation.
Now you're gonna put like the whole stuff on YouTube, make 2 shows
There's
out of it.
There's
one
gonna be
show?
at least 2 shows out of it.
Wow.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Gonna be tapping folks to help editing because there's gonna be a lot of editing to be done.
Now, did you do it live to?
No, record straight, Brian.
Recorded straight to the cameras, so it's gonna be all has to be edited.
No switching.
Yeah, there was no switching. You didn't have any way to do that.
You didn't bring the
no, I couldn't have room for that. Where are they gonna fit that and 6 cameras?
I don't know.
Yeah,
and a table.
But it's just 2 cameras each, so it's not gonna be like that difficult of an edit. Just be a lot. to edit.
How many cameras for your stage, ETV
2.
stage?
Brian.
Just
each
a
stage
wide
had
and just
two,
a
wide and
and
tight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's not gonna be that hard.
That's not that bad.
So that's why we did our stage full, each set, and then the other ones were just parts of each set. So it's kind of like,
yeah.
So we won't have to do that much on the other stages.
My arm and shoulder are still killing me.
Yeah, because Josh hung on our stage most of the day.
I did all of our stage.
Yeah. So.
Well, I don't know.
But Alex and Tony helped out as well. They showed up.
Yes.
So thanks to them.
Yeah,
It's
that's
cool
awesome.
to have them hang out. Alex went and took a nap in the convention center for a little while because he was cold and he was tired.
It was kind of a chilly day.
It was everyone was like Alex and Tony showed up without a coat or anything, and the first thing they did is they went to the convention center and bought hoodies.
Yeah.
So,
no, the Science Center. They went to the Science Center.
Yeah, and they went and bought hoodies. So they walked around in Science Center hoodies all day.
Because it was chilly.
Yeah. Everyone's asking me why I didn't have a coat on.
I am so
moving.
I am so glad I know how to tie knots because we tied down our tent.
Yes.
And it didn't go anywhere.
It got windy.
Other tent almost took off, but we were able to save it.
Some other vendor needed to, some other artist wanted to sell their merch at our space because there wasn't a space by their tent for some reason. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you could just set up your tent over at your stage. Like, why are you doing that?
Well, I think that was the guy that was with DJ Late Night, one of the singers.
He was with
No, that's what I'm saying. One of the singers that came over from the other stage.
Yeah, but his merch guy, that was just a whole different. I don't know, but whatever.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is he was on the main
tent
stage
next to our stage for our crew to hang out in if they needed to, which no one really hung out because there's so much going on.
Yeah.
But we also had stuff from our sponsor, Almost Famous, to give away, and we had a banner from them that they let us borrow. And then we kind of told the bands that were on our stage, like, hey, you can use a table for merch if you want. So some of the bands, a lot of bands sold stuff.
Nice.
Sold jars.
Yes.
Sold CDs and hoodies and stuff.
Yeah,
nice.
and the New Brew, I think they sold out of CDs.
Yeah. Yeah, they were all super thrilled about it, too.
A bunch of T-shirts,
like, oh, wow,
sold jars. Because the dad came, he was their merch guy, basically.
Yeah.
He said he was talking about he was packing up and he goes, oh, this is a lot lighter than when I got here. I'm happy.
Yeah.
So,
well, I kept telling the bands, like, hey, keep saying, like, we got merch over here. Like, if the ones who did have stuff, like, come buy stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the people that don't really know you are going to be here.
Right.
Your usual people are going to come to your shows, know you. They're not going to, they already have your stuff.
Yeah.
These are the people you want. These are the new people that you can.
If I was there, I would have been buying
stuff
left and right.
Oh, I know. You would have walked out of there with shirts and CDs.
Born every day. I was born every 10 minutes.
Every hour. Oh, look at that new thing. That's cool. Look at that cool thing.
Man.
But yeah. But then we also had I had a thing where I was telling people, because if people wanted who aren't CD people nowadays.
Nobody listens to CDs.
I have the Spotify playlist that people can get to on Spotify. If you search EQTV alumni, there's a playlist. It's like 8 hours long almost now.
Nice.
Of every band who's been on the show that you can listen to.
Jeez.
Whatever music they have on Spotify is in the playlist.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, and I update it after every show.
Nice. That's awesome. I'm glad it went well. I'm excited to see the footage. I'm excited to see the show.
I haven't seen any of it, so we'll find out how it looks. Hopefully Chris handled all the video stuff with Josh and James, which was amazing because it was enough for me just to run the stage and make sure everything was working properly there, and then I ended up having to host most of the day.
Yeah. Oh, you introduced the bands?
Yeah, most of them, yeah. Alyssa introed Hitching a Giddy Up, and Chris introed Always Morning. But besides that, I did everybody else.
Did you talk to our potential new host?
Yes. Yeah.
What's the word on the street?
She can't make the July show, I think. Or no, it was the June show she couldn't make. So she might be able to make the July show.
But there is no June show.
There isn't.
Yeah.
Well, originally when we were having one, she wasn't able to make it. But she might be able to do a July one.
Okay.
I had to check with her.
I know,
but we have a laundry list of bands that want to come on. So
okay.
Finding bands is not going to be difficult anymore.
No, I'm just saying, is this person going to be our new full-time host?
I don't know full-time, but at least help out when she can.
I thought negotiations were in the works.
They are. They're still in the works. We're still trying to figure out.
You haven't asked.
Well, no, I have. It's just depending on when she has gigs come up. If they coincide with when we have shows.
I can't imagine them having Wednesday night gigs.
Well, she doesn't just play with Possum. She plays with two other bands.
Honestly, Brian, there is a lot of Hartford, around Hartford, just being there. A lot of promotions where Wednesday nights,
That's
Thursday
weird.
nights, Tuesday nights.
Nice.
What was crazy
Yeah.
is the other thing. It was nice to like. The one cool thing about the festival is that it has so much variety of music and bands.
Yeah.
And finding out all these different bands exist.
Right.
It's really cool. Like,
Yeah.
You would have had a
Well, like literally just at our
coronary.
stage,
I
just
would've
at our
tried to-
stage, we had
family friendly it, but you would have had a
rock cover, bluegrass,
yeah
rap, blues,
country,
and
folk. There was like
folk,
folk bands. There was
funk.
like, yeah,
You know?
it
Yeah,
was
I mean-
everything.
That was
Just
just,
looking
but
at
that was just at our setup.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like I told the I call them the kids from Soul Jarrers.
They're kids. They're college kids.
They're
Yeah.
college kids.
Yeah, well, they're some are graduated now.
They're
but-
still college kids.
yeah, college folk. But I was telling them like I would do anything to get a show together for them. I told them I'd even work on putting it together for them, of them and New Brew
Yeah,
doing
that
a
would
show
be good.
together. Like that would be like
They're both
energy personified.
very funk
yeah.
and
Yeah, very fun funk.
based.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
very
oh, yeah.
active.
Because
They
they're
get the
both
people
big
moving.
Yeah.
bandy too.
Yeah, I said I would talk to somebody about getting that. So
Because the singer for the New Brew, their voice is
and
amazing.
they're both like big style bands
Yeah.
too. They all have like horn sections, and it's like 8 to 9 of them in the band and everything. So it's like big. So you need like a stage
Yeah.
setup that would be able to handle that.
Right. Yeah. And you need yeah, that's why I was like, they're like the main stagers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was also a tough get though that day because the weather was not super great,
Yeah.
but it wasn't terrible. So as the day went on,
Well,
it got better.
Because
Yeah.
we talked to somebody
But it was
that
very windy and
was there last year who Chris knew,
yeah.
and he said that they didn't even go on because it was raining.
Well,
And it's
Sparkle
been
and
that-
Fade. Yeah, they said
yeah.
in the past 2 years they haven't really even done the show. It's like it started and then rain, so they would have to cancel everything. So
Yeah. At
this is the
least it
first year they
happened.
got all of it in.
That's
so-
good. Hey.
Yeah, there's
Positive.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't.
that's what I heard from a lot of people. This is the first year that's been the full,
yeah,
The full
noon
show.
In a
to
couple years now, yeah.
8:30 or 9 o'clock
yeah.
full
It was
show.
all free to people
Yeah.
to walk in and just check
Yeah,
out. So
yeah,
that was
yeah.
the cool thing too. It was
Yeah.
like
Oh, and speaking of which, I told you in chat, Mark, you were on. I can't recall their names, but that radio
Preston
show.
Smith and Easy Blues, who's the lead singer for
Yes.
Shame Penguin.
Yes. I
who were
learned that while
amazing.
listening
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
show.
who were amazing.
It was a great interview. Like they seemed like really nice guys.
They are, yeah. And
Um,
Preston might be another possible.
Right.
I'm negotiating with him now too. So.
I like come on the show for the
yeah, to
his
be a
band.
host. No, his band come on, Shame
Oh,
Penguin, but
yeah,
also
yeah.
Preston possibly as a host.
Ooh, that would be cool.
So we can have like alternating
Yeah.
hosts.
He was. Yeah, that was a great interview, Mark.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Well, yeah.
Well, he did good.
I don't like
Mark
being- I don't like
Mark
being
doesn't like being interviewed as much as Brian likes hosting.
Yes. Yeah.
It was funny how they were talking about hosting, and you were like, "I don't like hosting," and I'm like, "That's what I say." And then you made me the host, and I'm like, "I don't like this either."
Mark doesn't like hosting, but he'll do it if he has to.
That's what
And I literally
That's
said
what I'm
I
doing.
told Claire when I got home. She was like, "How'd it go?" I was like, "Great. It went, good and everything." She's like, "So how'd the hosting go?" I'm like, "Well, funny enough, I had 3 different people come up to me on Saturday and say, 'Wow, you're such a good host. You do such a good job at this. You should host more stuff.'" And I was like, "Shut up."
Well, what also helped was you had a script, and you
But
had
I wrote it though, so at least it was
but you know
my
what I mean.
voice.
You had
Yeah,
so
right,
that was
right.
you had beats that you had to hit. And
Yeah.
like
Well, even
different,
like the
but it
things
was
that they
different
gave me
than
for like the
what
promo
you guys
stuff.
do. Yeah,
Like Earl came up and goes, "Wow, you're so good at this reading the reads."
You are good.
I'm like, I just don't like. I don't want. Yeah, there's too much going on when
But
I'm
also-
producing to also be like. If I'm hosting, I want to just do hosting. I don't want to be doing like you were saying, like when you have to do camera.
I honestly like.
I don't
it-
want to do more than one thing at a
I
time.
honestly, when I get to host and not do camera, I feel like I'm a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
Because once I get behind the camera, I get in that state of mind, and I totally forget. I'm like, oh, I gotta
Yeah.
end the show now.
Like if I have to host and then like produce the show
It's
and
a lot.
direct,
It's a lot.
it's a lot
It is
going
a
on
lot.
in my head, and
I
I
agree.
can't disconnect.
Yeah.
Like doing the stage, at least it was like not a lot of bells
you
and whistles
also
to have
it's not
happen.
like you were interviewing either. You were
Yeah.
just hosting.
Yeah, if I'm just introducing a band, that's fine.
I mean, I'm like you. I'll host, obviously, ETV if need to be, but I like the fact of getting someone younger, someone in the know.
Yeah.
You know, Nicole did a great job.
Yeah, she
but
did,
I think having someone that might be part of the scene would be even better. Because
speaking of which, quick shout out to Nicole. She starts her new job this week.
Ooh,
officially.
Wow.
She's been working, but officially she starts her first race day is this weekend.
Wow. Well.
Yeah, in Pocono. Yeah.
She's gonna have a good time.
Yeah. She's off.
She's off to the races.
Off to the big world. Off into the world.
Well, Mark.
I had a couple of people ask me about that.
What?
Not Nicole specifically, but like, what's it like? Seeing like your bands, like bands that are on your show. Like a lot of people ask about how the show started and all the.
Yeah.
So I had to regurgitate that at least 17 times on Saturday. And then it was like, any like bands that you've had on that like you really like still follow, and like I'm like, well, every band that's been on our show.
Pretty much.
I kind of feel like every time a band comes on the show, they're like indoctrinated into our little.
Well, that's
family.
like
yeah.
When we were filming Almost Morning.
Yeah.
I literally started flashing back to the show, going,
well,
I can get the shot I wanted to get.
Well, not just that too, but it's like I was saying to I can't remember who it was, but some random person asked me about it, and I was like, seeing the bands that have been on our show, even like Possum or those three bands, and I like other bands that we've had on, seeing them like out at other places, and seeing them play, and being like, oh, look at our little like our friends have like gone off and done things and are doing things.
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's just like that thing. It's like a weird thing that you feel like a little bit of ownership to them now. Like you've like helped them get out into the world, and now you're like they're doing stuff and getting recognition from people.
Well, a lot of these bands were already
No, I know, but it's
big.
just cool to see. It's just kind of neat.
It's
and
nice
then like
to
you
see
think
them out
like
in the world.
that band's been on our show,
Yeah.
and people like them, so it's really cool to see.
I agree.
And then some guy came up to Chris,
Gets the eyes out,
and asked him like, "Oh, is this Geekonomics TV stage?" And he was like, "Yeah." Or no, it was Alex, and he was like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Oh, I watched that show. It's really good." And he was like, "Oh, I'll introduce you to like, hold on a second, I'll get the guy that puts the show on." And he turned around, and the guy like walked away.
Yeah,
and I was like, "No, come back! Tell me about how cool our show is, and that you watch it." Well, there's people that watch our show.
Sometimes
Who are you?
people just say that, and they just that's it.
They just want to do that.
Maybe they're shy guys.
Yeah, but it was just like, oh, who are these people that watch our show?
Maybe they're like, this Alex guy is creeping me out with his hoodie, his science
weird
hoodie.
Science Center hoodie. You just bought 5 seconds ago. That smells brand new. It is. I just bought it.
Well, I'm glad you guys had a great time. It sounds awesome.
It was a lot of walking. I never even checked. I've been waiting to do this until now.
I didn't either.
That's what I was going to do on the show today. I wanted to check to see how many steps I walked on Saturday.
You waited till
now to do it. No, because I wanted to find out.
How many steps did you take? Wait, can we guess?
Sure.
To make it interesting?
Yes.
Josh.
Mind you, I walked back and forth from our stage down to where the main stage was.
Yeah.
A couple times.
Okay.
Multiple times to talk with different people about different things and check in with the Riverfront people and check in with Earl and stuff.
Okay.
And then just making sure the cameras were all taken care of.
This is a day. Like how many steps in one day? Josh, you want to put a guess in?
From 11, let's say from like, well, because I had my phone on me when I got going. So like 9 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock at night.
All right. Josh, how many steps do you think?
So I'm going to tell you on average, with my phone on me.
Okay. On average. What's the average?
Most days, 3,000 steps.
Okay.
I'm supposed to hit 6,000 technically, but I rarely hit 6,000.
Josh, what's your guess?
I'm going to say around 18,000.
You're saying 18,000 steps?
Yes.
I could pull an 18,001. I could pull a whatchamacallit on you. But I'm not. I'm going to say 22,000.
No, see, Price is Right rules. Josh would have won.
Oh.
18,413 steps.
Damn it, I should have done it.
He should have done it. 8.61 miles.
Wow.
I burned 692 calories.
Wow. Not bad.
Yeah. And I took 439 steps yesterday. Because I did nothing except sleep.
Well, I don't blame you.
11,000.
Yeah.
Yesterday, 167.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got up to go pee, and I sat back down.
Because Mark definitely did a lot more walking than me, whereas I was on camera standing around.
Yeah.
And then did a couple of other stuff, but Mark was definitely going back and forth.
I think there was one point, and I think Chris said it to me at like 3:00 in the afternoon. He was like, "Have you sat down at all?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Have you sat down?" I don't think I've seen you like stop moving this whole time. I'm like, "I think you're right. I don't think I have sat down. I probably should do that."
Because how many times did you go down to the
I went down there twice.
stage?
I only went down there twice. Well, twice to like for like an actual.
Right.
But they had like
I
a
only went
little
down there
VIP
once.
area, like green room area, where they had pasta and
free food
and that kind of thing. So
And chips and water.
chips and water and
Right.
lemonade and stuff like
That
that.
is
So-
The nice thing about it, though, Brian,
What?
it was like right on the water.
yeah, it was
So
right on the river.
I felt like
Fancy?
really fancy because
Yes.
it was also the food is provided by Salute,
Salute, which is very fancy.
and it was just like I'm sitting there going,
Italian
why
restaurant.
am I here?
Yeah,
I'm fancy.
yeah,
Yeah.
And they gave everyone a free drink coupon, so James got a free wine slushy.
Was he just drunk?
He was obliterated.
Well, we also all didn't get our free drink until
Yes.
the end,
Yeah,
whereas you
No,
know,
they were doing audio. So what did James do? Did he do camera?
James filmed.
James did camera.
He did camera. Him
He
and
knows how to
Scott.
do camera.
I know he
Him and
does.
Scott did the.
But his,
Like
his-
Him and Scott mostly did. I know he did a couple on the main stage, but he
Yeah.
was mostly the plaza setup
Yeah,
with him
Scott
and
basically
Scott.
hung
And
out
then
there, yeah.
Jill and her mom did it for a little bit.
yeah.
But yeah,
Alex did some camera work as well. Travis did camera work as well.
oh, Travis showed up too.
Oh,
Yeah,
Travis!
Travis was there.
Wow.
Travis was running
Travis
up.
was loving the
I saw
world.
him running up
Yeah.
and down.
Yeah, he was going
The
from stage to
amphitheater.
stage to stage,
Really?
jumping all over the place, checking everything
Oh
out.
wow, good for
Yeah.
him.
He had a great story. He didn't tell me until the end of the day as we were walking back to our cars because he parked right next to me, funny enough. He went to the dump to do a dump run before he came, and he was putting stuff in the back of his pickup truck.
Oh yeah.
And he threw like a piece of like a pipe into his back of his pickup truck, but he like went too high with it,
Oh no.
went right through his back window, right where he sits.
Oh.
So he's like, if I was sitting there, it would have pierced me right in the back of the head.
Oh
So,
my god.
Now he has
that
this like
sucks.
broken window in the back of his pickup truck. So
Poor guy.
every time he opens and closes his door, glass falls out. So I was like, "Oh, Travis, it's so you. I don't know. I haven't known you long, but I know this is you.
That's
this is very
funny.
much a you thing."
But he was very he was. Every time I saw him, he had a smile on his face. Like,
Oh
this
my
is so
gosh.
much fun.
He was loving
This
it.
is great.
Oh yeah, he loves it.
I was like, "You're Brianing right now." Brian would be doing the same exact thing if he was here. He'd be
I
like, "This is
would.
amazing. I love this
Yeah.
so much."
But he loves it. I mean, he comes
Yeah.
and just watches every show.
Yeah. So now I know he knows how to do camera. So now he's getting put to work.
There you go. Well, I mean, it would be great to have another because not.
Yeah. Not
we
every
don't
time
want-
you're
we
here.
don't have- we
Well,
don't always
especially-
have Ryan,
especially
we
when
don't always
hockey
We'll
season
have Ryan
starts.
back. Ryan's gonna be back.
Yeah,
now,
but
I
also
think.
when hockey season starts, I can't be here for all of
Yeah.
them.
Well, we try to schedule it around your hockey.
Yeah.
If we can.
But
So
You know.
all right.
All right, we gotta wrap it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wrap it up.
yes, HartBeat was great.
Yeah. That's
See
awesome.
what next year brings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully next year
Yeah.
it'll happen.
We'll see.
All right. I guess that's it. That's been a show. Next
Yes.
week we are going to be doing our picks for
Night of Champions.
Night of Champions, which we only have one match so far.
Yes.
I have to imagine this week we're going to start getting matches.
We'll have the two
Well, we'll have the King of the
finals
Rings
for King of the
and
Ring
Queen.
and Queen of the Ring.
Yeah.
So those will be 3 matches technically we have.
Oh, that's very
That's-
So we'll have
yeah,
those.
then
We'll
at
have
least
those.
know those.
And then we'll probably get like maybe 2 more matches.
usually
after
5.
that.
You get 5 in
Yeah.
total. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been
I'm
averaging
assuming
5
Gunther
or
will
6.
fight somebody,
something's going to happen.
possibly.
With
If not
Gunther.
him, somebody else will have maybe a tag team situation with the Wyatts. Looks like that's brewing.
They got to do something.
Yeah.
It was a little clunky that last
Yeah.
Friday night match.
Yeah,
with
it was
the
kinda
Wyatts.
weird.
It was a weird one.
Yeah.
It didn't
A lot of
land
botchy.
well.
A lot
It was
of
very botchy, and I was very disappointed
Yeah.
by
And
it.
you could tell Dexter Loomis was not happy about it at the end of the match. He was like
It was
apologizing to the guy
weird.
from whoever he pinned from Motor City Machine Guns. He's like,
Do you
I'm sorry that we messed up.
do you think it's because they're just not on their?
They're not on enough.
They're not on enough.
I think it's just the timing of it. It's just they're not got their timing up yet.
Yeah, they got
But
it.
also, it's like I think the way they were doing it too, or I think with them, it's just I feel like when they missed one spot, you could see it in the match, like where it happens.
Yeah.
Like something got missed or something.
It's like a domino effect.
And it kind of just, then it just kind of just dominoed from there. They kind of just couldn't get back in the rhythm.
Right.
Because they're so
it's a group.
Manic.
Yeah.
Their movement of things and how they do things. It's so like, this has to do this, to do this, to do this kind of thing. That once that little thing happened, it kind of like threw their timing off, and then it just couldn't.
And you get in your own head sometimes.
Yeah, and I don't think they
misses,
didn't get that thing like other times it happens. You'll see it happen where they'll just like hit each other to fall down.
Right.
And then like fight their way back up to getting back up again, and that's like their reset. Yeah. And they didn't do that. They kind of just kept trying to like catch it.
Yeah, yeah. It was a weird one. Yeah. And I felt bad because I love them, but I almost feel like they need more time out there. Yeah. They're just not out there enough. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like they don't know what they're doing with them. Yeah. Isn't it weird?
Well, I think now they're finally starting to like come around to it. So I think they'll do something pretty good.
It would be great to see them at a PLE. I think they would do very well at a PLE.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. We got to wrap it up.
We do. But as always, as we end the show, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next time. And as always, be safe, be well, be kind.
Please like, please subscribe. Good night, Rocky.
Good night, Bobby. See you, Howard.
Wait for Brian.
And don't forget to rewind.
Yeah, Brian, come on.
You forgot your one thing you have to say.
Well, I'm bringing please like and subscribe because
I know, but you could have ended with and rewind.
And rewind.
I
don't even know
Brian.
why I say that. I like the like and subscribe. It makes more sense to me.
There goes the show.
Kind.
I know, but
whole
please,
show's ruined.
Oh,
they ruined the show.
Rewind.
No, we're not rewinding. I gotta go.
We're gonna Mickey 17 this whole thing.
Oh my God.
All right, bye everybody.
Good night, Bob. Good night, Rocky. Good night, Howard. Good night, John Boy.
Oh Jesus!
I'm taking that belt from you.
No, you're not.
I am.
The belt is mine.